there for us and following that beat. Let's join him live. He's speaking to some of the people in authority, the stakeholders in authority.
You should listen to anybody from anywhere. You have been assigned by your police commander to undertake an assignment. So you report back to your police commander. So if an imposter has called that, I'm calling from police headquarters, so go out of that site, and you also oblige. It means that somebody has not done his work.
Are we seeing the demolition of, the last time we came we saw pulling down of just fence walls. Today are we seeing just fence walls? We are seeing structures, proper structures.
Structures, all structures will go down.
What land size are we talking about here? And give us some, fair idea.
The forestry, they are here, so they can give us the land size. Where is it? So the forestry is here. Engineer.
Yeah. My name is Engineer Richard Ben-Debra, Head of Works for Tama West Municipal Assembly. Richard Ben-Debra, Head of Works, Tama Municipal Assembly, Tama West Municipal Assembly.
Okay. So forestry is here.
There was a question as to the land size in question. The land size we are talking about is 8.23 hectares. And that forms about 52% of the total land size within the Sakumono Ramsar site, which is 13.6 square kilometers.
We know of the core zones.
The core zone is the 8.23 I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
And all the structures here fall within the core zone.
So this one we are going to.
Yes.
With forestry, I'm struggling to get a question to ask though, but when these buildings or structures are pulled down, do you intend to, plant trees, ensure that the place become a better ecology?
We would have to first take care of the debris and then prepare the grounds for planting. Currently, this year, Green Ghana is on board, so we can easily zoom in and plant trees. Yes.
Thank you very much for speaking.
My name is Thomas Aqua, the site manager.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. So you just heard some major stakeholders that just spoke to us, starting with the Greater Accra Regional Minister, and a number of stakeholders are present on the ground. I think let's start with Mayor.
Let's start with
NADMO. Well, your full name and the role you are playing in this whole exercise.
My name is Dr. Joseph Bikanyukuyon. NADMO is involved in this exercise because we all know if these Ramsar sites are encroached upon, the repercussions that comes with it. What it means is that water will not find its way into where it's supposed to be. And so it will stray into where it shouldn't be, people's homes, and destroy property and sometimes life. That is when NADMO is called in. So we want to be part of this exercise to ensure that as much as possible we are able to prevent flooding in Accra. And that is the beginning of it, to ensure that places that are supposed to be cleared for water to have its way are cleared, so that we don't continue to have this flooding. Almost every year happens, and we look on. Property and life are destroyed. So today is the beginning of the exercise. It's not going to end here like the minister said. It's the whole country. We are just starting from here. We will get to every point in Accra where water is supposed to be and people have encroached and developed. Every water basin will be preserved this time around. Like the forestry man said, we are not pulling down to get away. We ensure that the greening is done so that such sites are preserved for the purpose of ecology.
Your name again?
All right. Thank you for speaking to us. Yes, we are moving to who next? all the stakeholders are taking things to address the press and on issues that really matter as far as the Mayor. Let's just have you briefly to speak to us. So we have the.
We're doing this exercise on
his turf. Okay. First, introduce yourself to us, and then give us the role you are playing.
Well, so my name is Ludwig Teitotime, the MCE for Tema West, and as you are all aware, this site falls under my jurisdiction, under the Tema West municipality. I've had brief from my engineers, and like my engineer said, all the structures here is clearly on waterways. We all saw the havoc that was caused by the rains just last week. Everyone was asking, how come this amount of rainfall can cause this level of havoc? It's because of structures like these. My engineer stated again clearly, there is no permit granted to any of the structures here. Why do we continue to do this to ourselves? When the rain falls, because of these structures, it affects even those other areas which have been properly permitted. So we all need to help ourselves, we all need to be involved, and we all need to be watchmen wherever we are. We have been told not to build on waterways. Let us just go according to the law, and we'll all sleep in peace. Next time when rain falls, we'll all not be running out of our homes. Our homes are places we are supposed to be seeking shelter, not places we are supposed to be running away from. So if we are here today, this will not be the last. I would make sure my engineers are on site. There will be others who will be supervising and spying at regular intervals to make sure that these structures will not come up again. The minister clearly said, the last time we were here, we are coming here today and we are surprised this was the same location we were the last time we were here. That means they did not listen to us. They decided to go against the rules to still continue to build on the waterway. This cannot continue, and this will surely not be the last.
I want to thank you for speaking to us. That is Mr. Tutime Tema West, right? The Tema West MC who just spoke to us. But we are going to get a number of other stakeholders to engage on this whole issue. Well, so the earth-moving machines just arrived. We've seen 2 of them so far, and they are moving to site at the moment to do the clearing. We understand this particular location was where the minister and her delegation came the very last time, but I mean, surprise to them, they realized that these individuals moved in again to erect the structures. So they are in today with a number of military personnel, national security stakeholders within RECSEC, the MC from Tema West, the mayor of the Tema municipality, and a number of police officers who are presently on the ground to be part of this exercise to clear every structure that is on waterways. We are told again that a number of other presidential appointees will be present on the ground, and so this exercise just began. It is already 12 noon, and it is expected that this exercise is going to take a very long while. But we are going to follow them to wherever they are going and also bring you some exclusive interviews with the mayor, the Greater Accra Regional Minister, and then other people who matter in this whole exercise. For a second, I want to speak with the Greater Accra Regional Minister to give us some further details on this whole conversation. So Well, you have taken up the president's directive with a certain level of seriousness, and a number of people are seeing it and applauding you for what you are doing generally. But then again, speaking to us earlier, you said you were here the last time. To your surprise, the structures are up again. What do you think went wrong?
That was a question I just asked my engineers and then the Forestry Commission, and they explained that sometimes when they come here, there are land guards here, and they are also not, they don't have the weapons, to fight them back. And so when they get to that, they have to leave. And so I think that is a challenge. And so if we can talk to the police, so that each time they are coming, they will assist them, so that this land guards will not disturb them. I think that's the issue. They just told that the challenges they are facing.
For RECSEC, you have the military, almost all the security apparatus right under your authority. And so where did we slip?
No, it's the, yes, aside the RECSEC, this is district basis. And so we are here at Tema West. And so this is Tema West. And so we cannot bring people from Accra to come and fight here. And that is why the MCE also has his own responsibilities. And obviously the MCE was just sworn in. And so he just assumed office about 2 weeks ago. And so that is why we've tasked. Yesterday you saw us, engaging all the MCEs to make sure that these are some of the issues I want them to tackle for us. And so we are going to put a task force in place, and so that they can fight this for us. And we are not only looking beyond demolition, there should be a prosecution as well. And so when we pull down the building and notice that it's been raised, we know the owners, not that the assembly knows the owners very well. And so there will be prosecution as well.
A number of stakeholders are present on the ground. We see NADMO, and to my surprise, Forestry Commission. Well, because this is a Ramsar site, but what role do you really want them to play in this whole exercise?
In fact, like you said, NADMO has its own role to play, because when it comes to flooding, NADMO is responsible. People will be expecting this compensation. It should come from NADMO, so they are actively involved in this. Forestry, like you said, this reserve site, they are responsible. They are to make sure that the reserve site, they take care of it. This is Green Ghana, they have to plant trees here. And so they are also here to make sure that the right thing is being done. And the mayor as well, the MCs, they are all here. And so just after today's exercise, we are going to tax them. And we don't want to come back and see the structures raised again. We want to make sure that each time we come, like the demolition exercise in Accra, there are task forces around and they are policing the entire place. And so they should get us with police escort. It shouldn't be only the task force, because when they come here, they are not armed. And so when the land guards are, what can they do? They cannot do anything. So the land guards, the task force that will be formed, they should give them police escort. Each time they come, 24 hours, there should be police escort, and so that they can help them, take care of the place for us.
It is one thing the president addressing the nation and saying that he feels that the structures must be demolished. That is on a national level. Yeah. But speaking to you directly, how passionate is he about all these things that are happening on the Ramsar site? He's
very passionate as far as life is concerned. And yeah, recently the flooding, I don't know whether you heard, a lot of lives were lost. And yes, 4 of them. So it should be something that we should take it. We should own this exercise. As far as lives are being involved, properties, as I'm speaking, there are lots of people who are even out. We've given them some place to stay in the interim. So we have to actively get involved and make sure that the right thing is being done. The fact that we have places that we don't experience flooding doesn't mean that we shouldn't be concerned. We are concerned, not individual, but the larger picture is what we are looking at.
How did you deal with the traditional leaders who say you were demolishing their shrine some few weeks ago? How did you deal with that situation?
They are very much aware they don't have permits. When I engage them in my office, I ask, do you have permits? Who gave you the land? They couldn't explain. And so if a place is Ramsar, no one is above the law.
But the ghost also needs a place to stay.
The ghost needs a place. The fact that we demolish a structure doesn't mean that we've affected that god. The structures should work for us. So, and I believe when the entire Greater Accra got flooded. I mean, they've witnessed what happened, and so they should understand us. Yeah.
To what extent would this exercise last today?
Today we are looking at the whole day. We have to make sure that as many as possible buildings should be down. I mean, right from today, the entire building here should go down, and then from here we'll go to Klagon to Tema to Medina, Adenta, and then Kotobabi. We are going to end at Kotobabi. Yeah.
So the people over there, they should just prepare for all this coming.
Aware. In fact, there has been an engagement, and they are very much aware of this exercise. And some of the buildings, you notice, they are stop work, and they are still continuing with the buildings. So they've been warned already. So it shouldn't be like we are wicked. Not that we are wicked, but we just want to do the right thing so that everybody will be safe. Yeah.
Maybe lastly, aside clearing structures on Ramsar site and waterways, what other priorities do you have for your office regarding Accra generally?
Aside this flooding and demolition, Greater Accra, sanitation is also much of a concern to us. We also decongesting Greater Accra. It's also our priority. Street lighting the entire Greater Accra. It's also one of our projects we are tackling. And so we have a lot to do. And sanitation, we are hoping that hopefully next month, National Sanitation Day should be launched, and so that you notice that we even started with the regional sanitation day, but because they said we should merge both, and that is why we are waiting for the national so that we can merge both. And so sanitation is also our priority, decongesting Greater Accra for easy access of the roads. It's also our priority, and we've started. The mayor has started in Accra. Now we want to bring back the beauty of Accra. And so when you are walking through Accra, you notice, I mean, you've seen it. The entire place is looking beautiful. I mean, after decongesting, we'll beautify the place. We've spoken with what is their name for? Yeah, Parks and Gardens to beautify the entire place for us. And so that is what.
Thank you very much for speaking to us live on Channel 1 TV. We can't do this without speaking to the mayor of Tema, Ebi Bright, a friend of Channel 1 TV actually. So, Mayor, you've come to see it. You are with your boss, the regional minister. I mean, looking at all this, is this your first time here? What can you say about this?
Well, I'm a resident of Tema, so of course, I mean, from my home, we see as our whole backyard is filled up and developed, and it's been a cause of worry for us. But that's the responsibility, that's the burden that, being responsible for something places on you. Now we're in a position to act, and so I won't run away from the challenge. What has happened before now is that we've kind of been complicit in this. Because really, if you're principled about the fact that something shouldn't happen, we won't have to destroy property of people. But we need to discourage people from thinking that access and resources will buy them what shouldn't, be gotten. Some things should remain sacred. And so I think that at some point we need to temper our how would I say, our wish for luxurious accommodations with some fairness and empathy for the rest of us. Wherever we are in this country, we're at risk because of developments like this, and these are not shanty towns. If they were, then we could say, well, that there wouldn't be permanent structures, but these are what by ordinary Ghanaian standards you will term as luxurious homes. And so it's unfair for those people who have more access to international, exposure and all of this, to see how in other jurisdictions the environment is protected, the ecosystem is part of, the lives and the living of people, to be the ones perpetrating this on us. And so this goes to all government officials or people in position to permit these people. And when I say permit, I don't necessarily talk about something that is actually legal, but whatever authority allows you to come onto sites like this, and with the addition of land guards to enforce a will against the nation, I think that it's time that they understand that it's not going to happen. Now, luckily for us, this is a directive from the top, and it will be a shame if a few months from now, the national and the regional authorities have to be involved in a local challenge like this, it would not speak well for those of us who have been given the mandate to administer, the locality. So this is a commitment from myself and the MC of Tema West to make sure that this Ramsar site is protected, is reclaimed, and it is revived. So this is our commitment.
Mayor, we can't have conversations of this nature and not talking about politicians and the votes. So obviously when you're embarking on an exercise, like people are like, hey, okay, wait for us to get to the polls and we'll show you. You came to do this. And how do you really manage the expectations of people, the feelings of people? These are resources that they've worked over the period to get to, as though even though it's illegal for them to get to this point. How do you hope to manage those sort of expectations going forward?
Well, I won't lie to you that, ordinarily I'm already counting the number of votes that we're losing. But then this is me who's decided to stand in the least popular place for my party over the years. I've been here for the past 12 years trying to get people. And I've only done this, based on the fact of my principled nature. So my responsibility is to deliver a Tema that is as it should be. So I have, the whole point of politics is, to serve the people. And if there's nobody left, who's going to vote for us anyway? So yes, I can already see all the people will be offending. But for all the lives that we'll be saving, all the Ghanaians that will have a better future, and for our children's sake, it's okay to make the sacrifice. I think this is the easiest thing for me. Don't forget, I'm somebody who's gone to elections how many times and lost. The last one I won is still pending because somebody was able to grab it by force. So I'm no stranger to being disappointed in terms of what I want or what I wish out of politics. But we have to do what we have to do.
I want to thank you very much. I want to thank you very much for speaking to us. That is the mayor of Tema speaking to us on what is going on. Now we see, we see that this earth moving machine is going to go and pull this down right in your shop. So this is a very solid building on a very solid foundation. This earth moving machine obviously is crafting a strategy to pull it down, and this is the Sakumono Ramsar site where giant buildings have been erected over the period, and the Minister for the Greater Accra region, Linda Oklu, together with the Mayor for the Tema Municipal Assembly and the Tema West Assembly, they are present on the ground to ensure that they bring all these structures down. They made mention of the fact that they were here some few weeks ago to carry out this same exercise, only for them to get back to notice that the structure are all back on their feet. Now we see some level of negotiations also going on. This particular machine is finding it so difficult to bring this stretcher down. So the work is still ongoing. You see.
The forestry that is given the boundary. What's the forestry guy?
Is this your stretcher?
Yes.
I mean, you are pleading with them not to pull it down. What are they telling you? What have they been telling you? Well, frustration is written all over his face, and he's pleading that his stretcher not be pulled down by the task force. And the gentleman, looking at the amount of investment pushed into this, obviously looks so frustrated at this moment and pleading with the authorities not to break down his building. But they won't have any of that. They are telling him to just give way for them to do their job. And so right there in your shop, this building will soon come down like a tsunami. They are trying every possible means to break into the foundation level before they bring down the entire structure. We speak right from the Sakumono Ramsar site, where ongoing demonstration is taking place at this moment, and the owners are coming in one after the other, hoping to plead with the mayor and the Greater Accra Regional Minister to temper justice, probably with mercy. They should allow him to have his structure still erected in this site or on the waterway. And the officials here say no, they won't allow him to have his way. Now, when you look at this particular structure we are talking about, this is a two-story structure. The second floor is coming up gradually, but the first floor, we can say, is almost done. So they are finding means to bring it down, and it looks so tall and solid on the to the point where the earth moving machine is finding it so difficult to, this is a payloader, it's finding it so difficult to bring this building down. And this is our focus at this moment. Almost everyone is gazing at this particular structure, waiting to see how the operator of this machine can bring this particular building down from the top to the ground. He's decided to break into the very down floor, weaken the base, then you'll be able to bring down the entire building. We are waiting to see how this whole thing unfolds. The number of military and police presence would not really make anyone think otherwise to bring in the langars to stop whatever they are here to do. So the exercise is still ongoing. We will try and get NADMO to also speak to us. They granted interview earlier where they mentioned that in the end, when the parts of Accra gets flooded, the bus stops with them, and so they believe that this is an operation in the right direction. They are in full support, and they will stop at nothing to ensure that the entire place gets flattened. We also see the Forestry Commission present. We are told they will proceed to do forestation. They want to plant more trees on the Ramsar site to preserve the ecology. And so that is what is happening. The gentleman in the black is still pleading to pump so much resources into an illegality is one that really one cannot fathom. And so he's been on his knees literally begging the authorities to allow his building to stand while others are destroyed. But the authorities shove him away. They are asking him to stand aside for them to do their job. Now, the entire place is so wide. We are told over 8.2 hectares of land has been encroached. That is the inner perimeter or the site under contention. They are going to do this all the way. We see the grader also far away. So we have about 3 or 4 earth-moving machines around that are operating at various locations. Some are breaking walls, some are pulling down building structures, while others are equally leveling grounds for a smooth exercise. And so there you have it. All the foundations that were built over the period are all being pulled down. Let's just soak in or enjoy the moment at this place where we hear the machine, generally do its work. We have to go inside to see what is going to happen. The guy is done breaking this corner of this building, and he's moving to the other corner to also weaken the foundation and the pillars. They are stopping at nothing to bring this particular building down. They've already spread the sand right here on the ground. Well, they managed to bring down one side of this particular building, and they are now devising strategy to pull down the entire structure. It took just the breaking of one column that is right beneath on the ground floor to bring this side down. The iron rods, the cement blocks, the plumbing works that were done on this particular structure have all come down just by one push with the earth moving machine. And this is what is going to happen on the entire stretch that were encroached by these illegal buildings. Now, the owner at this moment want to find him to see if he would react in any way, because he's been pleading with the regional minister not to break his building, but that particular plea fell on deaf ear. They are now going to break that particular gate down. The exercise, we are told, is going to last throughout the day until all structures come down. They are not going to rest. And then again, they are going to ensure that the various municipalities where these illegal structures are located also put in task force that will come in frequent intervals to monitor and report back to the office on issues that are happening. Now, we see the payload that is leaving this particular building at this moment. The entire exercise looks a bit funny because they are doing it haphazardly. They break down some stretches, they leave some at certain points, but we are waiting to see what the whole objective they want to achieve in the day. This moment, this one we can say is partially down, but the earth moving machine has left it. And so one is wondering if they are leaving this like this for the owner to come and continue. We want to find answers to this whole issue. We want to know what really the strategy is, because they break down portions and they are leaving the rest, moving to another location. So one really wonders if it is going to really continue. Want to find the MC for the area and also speak to him on why some of the buildings are being left midway during the demolition. So far, they've not been able to pull down, let's say, an entire structure yet, because they start and then they leave it halfway, then they move to another place. If this is not giving the edge to the encroachers to come and continue with what they had already started, then one really needs answers as to why they are leaving some of the structures midway. But the exercise still continues, and we'll find
once they've done this, it's indicative of the fact that it will go down. Because structurally, it can't stay.
Then it goes down.
So depending on the machinery on site, you do it. But like I said before, we have to finish it up. We have to clear the debris. We have to. So there's a lot more work. What the regional minister has come to do is to give us a direction and to establish the mandate. That this is from the presidency, but she can't stay here for the week
all of it
that it will take to clear. It extends all the way down. It goes all the way. You understand? So along, they've established the perimeter. We have to go by the map and do what we have to do. You know, unfortunately, it's just a fraction of what should be done. But the so-called human face that doesn't consider my slum settlements. Do you understand what I'm saying? No, but do you understand what I'm saying?
I get you perfectly. Yeah.
Yes, my slum settlements, they don't build permanent structures. Shanty this thing, makeshift this thing as they try to get their lives together. You understand what I'm saying?
Do you have any plans for this?
But of course, it's my job.
What's the plan?
We'll talk about it later. When I release my 100-day plan, we'll talk about all of those things. I'll count on you guys to support me.
Definitely. We shall be present.
Yes.
Okay, so now the issue is that where we got into this structure, we cannot use the machines that we have. We have to use an excavator to
Are you listening?
Yeah, I'm listening.
So it's on its way.
So so we are going to do this one.
Yes.
But we certainly have to get it done because it's a trap now.
Exactly.
It can fall on any kids or anybody that is working. So that is fine.
Yes, absolutely. You see, you know me, I'm not an engineer, but I'm following you closely. So I already told Uncle that that's
So we want to speak to you on how strategically you are going about this whole exercise. So why did you leave this particular structure in the middle, like standing? We realize the payloader has moved to another place.
Yeah, so where we've gotten to, camera there, hold on.
No, talk, we are listening. Where we've gotten to?
Where we've gotten to, it looks like the machines we are using now could create a problem for the operators themselves. So what we are trying to do is that we are calling for more equipment, machines, properly so-called for this type of demolition, so that we can use it to bring the building down. So now we are continuing, we are going further to go and do this particular. What we have to do is that this particular building is a trap now. If we don't bring it down now, anybody can be trapped. You know, kids can even come here and be playing and it can break and trap them. So that is what we are trying to do now. So I think I have just informed the mayor.
So this building will go down today?
It will go down today, certainly, because if it doesn't go down, it's more or less like a trap more than how we found it earlier on. So where we've gotten to, certainly has to go down. And I'm happy that Madam says they've called for an excavator so that we can just bring it down.
But one would have thought that an assessment was already done, and you know the kind of structures that are on the site. And so when you are moving in, you are coming with certain sophistication to, execute this exercise effortlessly.
Yes, that is what we planned, but we had a hitch. Some of the machines that we actually asked for had a problem on the way when they were coming here. So we are still waiting for them. They will come. But once we got here, we have to make do with what we have. So that's what we are doing. So certainly the other ones are coming. The other equipment and machines are coming.
Your full name and position, and what role are you playing in this exercise?
I am the Metro Works Engineer for Tema Metro Assembly. And certainly when it comes to demolition, the engineers, myself and my colleague, the President, Engineer Deborah, and then the Director General of NADMO, we are in charge of the demolition.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. So they've given their word that they are going to ensure that every structure that is on this site will go down, especially those that they've managed to use the machines to dent or weaken their base, so it doesn't really trap any person who by mistake walk by or even enters to play in the case of kids. So it is their hope that they will find every possible means to pull down most of the structures on site. We are still here at Sakumono Ramsar site, and the machine, one has developed some fault at this moment that they are attending to. They say they've done their own assessment. They are sure that they will be able to execute this task without coming back to the same old stories. They would also put in some task force that would be here to monitor situation to prevent any further development by the owners of these lands. And in actual fact, this land does not belong to anyone because almost all the assemblies say they do not have records pointing to the fact that licenses or permits were granted people to build on this Ramsar site. So we're still around and we are waiting to see what happens. We are going to go further to where the other machine is at this moment under the supervision, protection of military and police. They are trying to bring down the rest of the structures that are all within the Ramsar sites. We see birds flying at this moment. They should be rejoicing because there is some level of reasoning taking place that humans, through their activities, destroy their ecology and so their ecosystem. And so at this moment that the same reasoning is prevailing for these structures to go down for birds and other living creatures that used to inhabit these places to take over. That should be some sign of excitement for the birds that used to live in this ecosystem. So the exercise is still taking place. The military, the police are on the ground with their weapons, providing protection for all those who are working. Then you can also see that there are onlookers. Some of them, they are far away, right there, folding their hands and watching what is taking place. I'm going to go to one of the sites there and speak to one of the residents. We see some women in a particular house. Want to know how this whole exercise affects them, for how long they've been living here, and what they intend to do going forward. So we are going to speak to those residents right there. Want to know the demolition is still taking place, but Ago. Good afternoon. Makufia Mila. Oh, okay. Come on, here. Oh, okay. So. Oh, okay. Taminya mare ike epe kwalafia ugbama. Ninya mare kalafia na. Okay. All right. Well, the residents say they are only strangers here and they do not have property, they do not have land. They are only here to see what is happening because this is not the first time, obviously, police and military came to their community in their numbers. So we are still here. The work is still ongoing on site. And these are just, according to the mayor of Tema, these are just a sign, a signal they want to send to the owners of these buildings that they can't continue to defy law and orders from the authorities, the assemblies for that matter. And the fact that this is an executive order coming from the office of the president, or the president himself categorically saying that they should demolish buildings, they as appointees have no option than to obey and move into action to carry out this exercise. So they are only servants carrying their master's word, hoping to deliver on what the president has asked them to do. So they are pulling down a number of structures again. We are still on site at the Sakumono Ramsar site where demolition is still taking place. The structures are many, the machines are only 3, and some of it cannot also pull certain structures down because the structures are too tall beyond its limits. And so they are trying to devise strategy to demolish what they can. What the machine can do at any given time is what they can equally commit their resources to. But when they leave, they believe that the MCs, the mayor, and the rest, whose responsibility it is to ensure that the inequalities do not continue, they also meet at their various assemblies to enforce the law that no one builds on Ramsar sites.
Well, this station is on the one channel, okay, channel 1 what's your job? My job is yes. So whatever come out of this place, something may occur in the future. And so I have to keep the process of education.
Wait a minute, get a big say, if you were comfortable. Yeah, but I say, also a weapon. Take your weapon.
So the pink building in the background you see is a church, also located on the Ramsar site, with the Ghana flag, the Togo flag, the flag of the United States of America, and is a place that we see a number of people dwelling, and on the side of it also is another 2 single rooms attached. They are also over there. They've all folded their hands and they are watching. Somebody is moving his television out of his house already, and they all foresee the danger that is coming, and so they've started removing some of their belongings from their properties. When we get, so we're going to see what is happening right there. The owners of that particular structure, they are in there. So those people are packing their things out. Their belongings are already in hand. He's gone for his standing fan as well. We are going to try and then give you a better view of what is happening right on the ground there.
You're welcome.
In fan. Cinnamon, tell me.
Because they say they are demolishing this place. That's why.
Is it your property or you rented it?
I don't rent it. It's my boss' property.
Oh. And the people communicate?
No, they just.
Where were you before they called you?
So I go work at roundabout. So my wife called me say they are demolishing this place, so I should rush come. So I leave the work where I rush come.
So why are you taking all these properties to? Your belongings, where are you taking them to?
I need to relocate, go another place.
Will you do that today?
Yes.
You have been living here for long. Tell us, how is this place like when it rains?
Oh well, this place, if rain fall, it's full up. It's full up all over this place. Water fills all this place.
So how have you been coping over the period?
Oh well, if the rain came on, you know the rich here like that, it always hang over there.
But you know where you are is not allowed. I mean, it's not permitted for you to build on the Ramsar site. So how did you get the permit to come here in the first place?
It's like this place is. I'm not the owner of this place. It's somebody who bring me here. If the person says the same army man say, he's soldier man.
The place is for a soldier. You mean where you live, where we are standing now, belongs to a military person?
Yeah.
How sure are you?
Yeah, he's soldier man. He's commander self. So I don't know.
This place is for a commander. What's his name?
He's what's his name? Where we dey call commander. So I know.
But you are sure he's a military person?
Yes.
Which other people own properties in this area?
I need to do this thing before.
Don't worry, since they see us here, they will give you some piece of time to do your parking. But what kind of people do come here to purchase land, to build, or to enjoy yourself?
Oh, you know all these maybe people where like innocent people where they come to buy the land because they don't know how the place be. It's like you don't know how the place be, the land be. So if they sell it for you, you will buy it. So the later one where you confirm say no, here it be waterlogged.
What's your full name?
Charles Kofi Boedi.
Okay. For how long have you been here, by the way?
This is making me 2 years.
Where did you relocate from to this place?
Global.
Where is Global?
Ashama Global.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Thank you for speaking to us. So this is a resident that was called in by the wife, a man that was called in by the wife to come and help her pack their belongings from their room before the officers move in or the excavator move in to break their building. And so as we speak, they've brought out their television set, the decoder, uniform of students. We see bag, mattresses, standing fan, we see chairs, and also shovel. One who believe the man is a mason, and so they got wind of the information that there is a demolition exercise taking place, and so they came in quickly to pack their things out before the machine gets here. Now, interestingly, they are able to connect to the electricity. They've been able to use this particular line. Now let's get to the church side and also get to speak to some of the people in the church. I see mostly women who are in the church currently, and they've become onlookers to this whole exercise. We see House of Gilgal Prayer Ministry. So this is a church, literally. This pink building is a church. It has the flags and women present here. I don't know whether we can speak to some of them. Hello. Hello. Here. Oh, mommy. Oh, okay. Let's speak to the pastor here. And how are you? Oh, okay. Now, one is here.
Nyame na fa me so enya me nko ani asafo ma so na esi.
Oh, okay. And here every Sunday na every day.
De bia ye wo ha ye asori mpo na ehun say because ayarefo wo ha ye. Ye san papa we o ye yarefo a ye ne ho adwuma.
Mu ye ne ho adwuma how like
papa ye ebo adon ama nyame abesa na yare. Papa we o ye yarefo. Mami we nso ye yarefo. Ayarefo wo ha ye san wo.
Now how many years Mudisi sorry we and for how long have you been living here?
Yeah, ba ha no be 6 years ni ba ye wie ya ye betena ha ne de be 3 years ni.
Now for all this while no munya permit no one infant and na muto assassin wo wan ho.
Oh, okay. Asase no ye ko nwa ahemfo no. E no mo de maye.
Ahemfo no enti asase we no muto no sen.
Me pa cho mo anton amaye.
Oh, okay.
Na ye kwosere won se ye pe ba bia ya asori. E na nyankopon kire yen se ye nkoko ne nkoku won. Nti nyame nam won so no mo de maye ne ebesi ye be ye wo ha. Nti o man to amaye.
Na ena we say bulldozer ne earth moving machines or any soldier for police for mu na mo ha say omo ba be bu asori dan no. What do you have to say about that?
Me ne hwe ka ne nyame pe na enye ho. Say nyame pa enye ho. Me ne hwe ka.
Now, sorry, no, what's the name? What's the name of the church?
House of Gilgal Prayer Ministry.
Gilgal, is it Gilgal? Gilgal. I see anything.
Ministry. Your meaning to say obi wo how no ba e wo Bible mu baby a nyankopon emini amanfo won how efri se wo how bi na ukokwa nyankopon be mini how na efri wo so na wo ho ato.
And people who are sick usually come here for healing. Now, Muba take how many days and hours and sana umbenya ahuto umbekofi.
Obu wa ba ye dim paibo any fasting ye eboa no paibo nti ebia by 21 days no obu ho anu anya na yarisa. Obu wo ho nso ebia in 2 months no anya na yarisa no adanya me ase no okọ.
Na asori me hu se mo sisi mu fefe na enese mu bubu a se usika be yira pa.
Oh, ene nyina nyankopon pe na enye ho Yesu Kristo mpo ono mpo ye bubu ne dan no by na nsa so no Bible si ye nti se nyame pe nko ade a ye ni hweka
na wa mu ba be si foundation no mo hu se ha Ramsar site flood prone area in Sioto na yema.
Ya mbehu ba ye dru baabi no ansa na ye hu se Sioto eba ha.
Na assembly for eya omuta ba ha say ombeji permit ni nyama.
Say ombeji permit say
like omubebi say u permit wo hen dent na mo esi dan no assembly for eya omuta ba ha say.
Me pa cho dey bi obi samba obi amba ha mebisa me hwe obi amebisa me bibia gisene be ba ha
na mpacho fu name ye den
pacho ye frame me Mary Koko Itego
the CP Sewini Mayakasa. So this is the leader of the church, and the church is House of Gilgal Prayer Ministry, where a number of people do come to seek healing. And the leader just told us that, well, she has nothing to say. If they want to demolish the church, they can go ahead and do so. That is not in her place to resist or probably prevent the people embarking on this operation to do their business. But we do see some people in there that we are told are currently sick. or ill, and they are in there undergoing prayers and fasting to get some form of spiritual healing. She also answered to the fact that they didn't notice that the place was a flood-prone area from the start, but when they were doing the building, it got to a stage where they realized that the place gets flooded, and since then they've been here. They've been able to build their building to where it is now, and they are hoping to continue with their service. If we see that the machine has moved away, maybe her prayer just worked, and so she's spared at this moment. As to whether the machine will come back later, we are yet to know that. But one thing we can say, that she's been spared. And the building that the gentleman and the wife were rushing to pack their belongings out, that particular building has also been left untouched. So, well, we do not know the modalities of this particular operation. We are unable to tell whether they will come back to break it or not. But one thing is certain in the mind of the leader of this church is that her prayer has been answered and she's been spared at this moment. The machine has moved to another location, going to continue its work. And the focus generally has been on most of the structures that were uncompleted, the foundations that are still coming up. We are moving to the other sites to also see what is happening. They are destroying the bamboo poles that are holding the electric wires that is supplying electricity to most of these structures here. Now, in this particular building, we see another person with his family. We see children also in this uncompleted building. We want to know from them what the situation is. We again see their belongings, so this is like their dwelling place. They've been living here for some time now. Let me just approach them for a word. Hello, for your phone. You are telling me to say the mlomi nonkia.
I'm
mlomo. I'm yellow guta. Come your dollar me vale here. Come me door now.
Me say me I'm a come here Chwashama.
Chwashama. Doka la you.
into messing onyo. Semi electrician minyo.
You electrician or minyo. Tam you over wiring na ho.
50,000 chisel wo.
Na we anuke. Ke mi yo a hoto glene be nu eleji nke.
Anyway, I'm a comic cover. Egbene be me suspend a door. Tamiga wo door hado. Pass the time ke you and me go ahead after me about what door.
You mi home you gather kutokuma ho.
Oh, the me ba je dogo me ke mi po ho ga halo.
Kale mi akova egbo nyama.
Eta mi be ayo doctor. Me ayo me amaga ke comic cover de. No dinner na me akọ. I manage for the day.
Ta nyon to mi le game lo mo. Ale amele game lo nke. Nchon to la gota. Okay. I just met some of my people, and they said they are electricians. They only came to work and to do the necessary wiring for this particular structure. And the owner, after informing the owner about what is going on, he asked them to hold on with the work, and so they've also suspended their work, and they are now going to wait on his instruction to proceed. The thing is, today is the first day they've come to start work, but they've not received a pay for what they've come to do yet. But they've already informed the owner of the place, and the owner is aware of what is happening here. The work is still ongoing, and it is still under the instruction and supervision of the Greater Accra Regional Minister, the military, the national security, the police, and other state agencies like NADMO, the Forestry Commission, and the likes. I don't know if this man owns a property here, but I want to approach him to see if he has a property here. Come to see what really is happening. Hello, Chairman. How are you, sir? Is your property here?
Not really, but we heard that they are doing that, so we say we come to have a side view.
Oh, you don't have a property here, but you have come to view. How is that possible? I think your property is here. You just don't want to tell us.
No. If I have a property, I will tell you. What is the fear? I'm from Nungwa.
Okay.
Yeah. So as we heard, so we should come and be.
Are you from the Nungwa Traditional Council or which? Okay, first introduce yourself to us. Sorry on that.
My name is Erikana Mesa. People know me as Niatunguwan. I'm from the Nungwa Traditional area, but we heard in the news that there's something is going on. So I decided that okay, let me work out, come and see what is happening, so that in case when somebody asks anything, I will be able to tell him that indeed I'm an eyewitness.
Well, you've come to see, and what will be your, perspective to all that is ongoing here?
Probably, if I say anything, I have committed myself, because we know people have tried to look for their accommodation, and this time that the system is very hard and the things are not normal. So anyone is trying to get somebody to lay his head. So fortunately, when somebody, I cannot judge, probably, because who's his thing know what to do with his thing. Because once it's the government land, the government can take any decision about itself. We cannot stop the government, and we do, even when we are praying to the government, he will decide what he's supposed to do.
Is over time people express worry about how land is sold in Accra as part of the Nungwa traditional area. Do you think the way and manner land is really sold in Accra is the best?
It depends. The Accra from Demolition up to Adan, or it's Accra. Yeah. We know everyone wants to come to Accra. Each of everyone wants to, because of the businesses Everybody want to do something in Accra. So when they come, a lot of people cannot go and come back and say, okay, I'm leaving at somewhere, Cape Coast, I will go and come back. So everybody want to try something to lay in his hand so that he can, in the morning, he can wake up and go to his work. So that was, but actually, I don't know how much specifically, because I know how much they sell land at Osu. I know how much they sell land at East Legon. I know land at Botiman. But here, if I say I know, it's a big lie.
But why do you think traditional leaders allow people to come here to build on the Ramsar site? Because when you speak to most of the people who own properties here, they say, well, I came through a chief, I came through this traditional leader, this person sold it to me. All fingers are pointing to the traditional authorities. Why that?
Because some of them mention some of the kings which they don't have idea of. Well, rather right now you move to our paramount chief, which is the president of Gadangme State. When you go to him, he will tell you he doesn't know anything going on here. They will sometimes they will mention their name, but when you go closer to them, they will tell people in black that they don't know anything. And sometimes when somebody purchases land, you tell say, oh, I'm from this region, so as I'm standing here, I'm in Nwaman, I'm from the traditional area. When you ask me, and I told, but if someone told me, Mr. Eric or Mr. Annan, how much do you sell land here? I don't know. I don't have any idea. So sometimes they will point the finger at them, but when you go closer to them, you know that whatever they were mentioning is false.
What do you think we should do going forward? What's the solution? Aside government stamping its feet to say this thing must stop, what should be the way going forward?
The way going forward is the step that the government is taking. And, there's a bundles with the set that's the refusing closed. So if you close that bundle and the government doesn't permit you into that area, that means whoever go there, you go on your own court. Because what happened in the Lakeside, which we saw in the television and the news, I don't think here it have been like that. Because Lakeside, we saw it, even people asked flooded. But I don't think here flooded like that. So to me, if the government would temper justice with mercy, I would say that the justice is supposed to sit down with the chief and the traditional leaders and see to it that, okay, assuming some people come and sweat, carry something on his head and you're able to find some place to sleep. So the government is supposed to temper justice with mercy so that...
But we can't really continue allowing people to perpetuate illegalities in the name of where to lay their head, and in the end causing the entire Accra to flood, where people who acquired land genuinely with permits would sleep at night only for flood to get them out of their room, get them packing their belongings and everything. I mean, this is totally uncalled for.
Yes, what you are saying is perfectly right. But imagine, let's cut our mind back to Circle, which is even the township of Accra. What happened there? What are they doing into the Odana? Even I was there some times ago, and the people come from outside, and they were asking me, my friend, what are you people doing? Even if this river is in Europe, they will leak into the sea. And they will use lifeboats as a transport from here to Tamahabo, but our people travel outside to go and see beautiful things over there, but they cannot implement it here, which is very bad. This is Sakumono Lagoon. It's quite closer to the sea. They can even do something nicely like a canal, so that they will patronize with the lifeboat and things. But can our so-called leaders cannot see it? We know some of the country, even when you go to Dubai, look at what is going on there. But you cannot do it. Even the Sakumono Lagoon is shocked. It cannot flood into the sea anymore.
And that is the more reason why no one should be allowed to build on the banks or on the Ramsar site.
The most important thing that the government is supposed to do is that it should rather focus on the river. This river gives us fish. What the time I was young, I set crab there, I catch tilapias and the things we do feed to our community. But now we cannot go there anymore because they are taken into the gutter. So, if the government or the leaders who have something to do, they should focus on the river. After they focus, they can even demarcate very nicely as a township. You understand? Because I learned that one of our leaders planned to do the to duck the river so that the river can flow, so that they will make it as proper canals, river, so that they can be patronize certain things inside. But I don't know how the regulation will go too far.
Anyway, I want to thank you very much for speaking to us. We are grateful. I'm only really skeptical about the fact that you abandoned your work only to come and witness what is going on. I mean,
That it's true that I do not hold the property here. If I was talking, people know me very much. When people are hearing my voice, they know me very much, and I know that I'm a Bex. Today I decided to rest in the house. I'm not going to work. But the moment I heard that, I said, let me come and have a look of it to see what is going on.
Well, thank you very much for speaking to us. And the work is still ongoing. They are pulling down all the walls in this area. We came and started this whole operation from at about 12 midday, where the Greater Accra Regional Minister led the charge, and the Mayor of Tema, Ebi Bright, as well as the MC for the Tema West Municipal Assembly, Mr. Totime. All of them came to this ground to offer their support. And this is a joint operation that is being undertaken by the RECSEC, and RECSEC has all the security officials in there. NADMO is part, Forestry Commission, and a host of other security institutions are all part of this whole joint task force that is demolishing every structure on the Ramsar site. Now, some of the buildings and churches we've seen so far were spared under some circumstances. So this is the situation still happening at the Ramsar site in Accra. Where is the minister? See the car.
Dan na mo yue na o so mo to mo no mo yesu ku ma no bi obi o wada omo mo ye no mo se
Yo, Fred, they say we'll go where they left, no? Where the place they live, the church side, no? They say we'll go there. The guy there might give out the instructions for the time. Where they go again? They go to the church.
Well, those were sights and sounds from the ongoing demolition exercise at the Sakumono Ramsar site in Tema West. We'll definitely bring you more updates in subsequent bulletins, but do log on to our social media platforms for more on this developing story as well as other stories. I am Inusa. Many thanks for watching Channel 1 TV. Continue to do that.
Is it the luxurious rooms,